For the past few days, we have been looking at plants and animal features, how they use their unique features for survival, growth, and as well as to meet their needs. Today, we are going to explore, analyze, and we are going to be doing biomimicry. Oh, that's a big word, right? Biomimicry. That's the first time I'm using it. Yep. Okay, let's look at the word. We are going to break down the word and it's quite easy. So here's the word biomimicry, right? When we break it down? Bio, what does that mean? Bio means life or living things, right? Living things, that means plants, animals, human beings, anything that's living on earth. You can call it bio, right? Mimicry means to imitate. To imitate means to copy someone or something, right? Mimicry, to imitate. So that's easy now when we break down the big word, right? It becomes easy. Biomimicry, right? Bio means life and mimicry means to imitate. So today we are going to explore, analyze, and find solutions to human problems. How? By imitating and copying plants and animals, their unique features, right? So that's what we're doing today, biomimicry. We are going to look at plants and animals, how they survive, how they grow, right? And try to use that to solve some of our human problems, right? Make our life better. So before we start that, I just want to share something really I had an experience just a couple of days back, right? As you know, it was raining past couple of days and I came to school wearing my favorite pair of shoes, and I stepped in a few puddles while I was entering my classroom, and that's when I noticed I wore the wrong shoes for the wrong day. Yep, my shoes were not waterproof and they got soaking wet because of the rain and the rain puddles. And I was not feeling good about that. But then I remembered that I have another pair of shoes in my car, so I went over to my car and changed my shoes. But I was kind of not feeling happy that day because my favorite pair of shoes got ruined, right? So that day when I came home, I was thinking and wondering, what can I do to save my shoes? And I was sitting in my backyard and thinking and wondering, and that's when I noticed something. I looked at the plants in my backyard and I saw the leaves had raindrops, but the leaves were not soaking wet. I touched the under of the leaf, it was dry, and the the raindrops on top of the leaf were just sitting on the leaf like a drop, and some of them were rolling off. So that got me curious and I was wondering, how come the leaves, it's been raining all day and the leaves are not soaking wet, they are dry. And so I came back inside, I did some research, I went over the internet, tried to find what's happening, what's going on, how come the leaves stay dry. And that's when I found out that the leaves have a unique feature. They have ridges, like we cannot see them. Maybe you need a microscope or something to look at the leaf pattern on top, and you'll see ridges which makes the water droplet roll off and the water doesn't soak in, right? So that is a unique feature. I was like, if leaves can be waterproof, and I saw a few examples. I will show you those examples. They're really good, like the water lily and the lotus leaf. They are all some examples of leaves that are really waterproof. And so that's when I started checking. I was like, maybe if there's an experiment that I can do at home, that I can make my material, my fabric as waterproof, right? And I was going and checking, and that's when I found out that yes, I can do, there is an experiment to make fabric waterproof, right? So here I have, and I got the same materials for you all at your desk, right? You all will be doing the experiment. I'm not going to share what happened. I'm not going to tell you right now because I want you to do the experiment and come up with your observations, right? And after that, we will discuss. I will tell you what happened with my experiment. Okay, so you are going to work with your partner. You have the same fabric, right? But I just wrapped it on the jar so that when you are pouring, so you have water at your desk and then you are going to pour. So I have water at your desk and then you have two similar fabric. So one is treated and one is not treated. I'm not going to tell you which one, but you are going to pour water. So you have water at your desk and there is a tablespoon measurement, right? You're going to pour 1 tablespoon over the jar and you're going to check what happens to both the fabrics. And I have numbered the fabric for you on the corner. When you look at the corner of the fabric, it's fabric 1 and fabric number 2, right? And you are going to make your observations and make your observation entry in your science journal. But first, take out your science journals, look at the fabric, right? And just make your prediction. What do you think? Is it going to be fabric 1 or fabric 2, which is going to soak water and which one is going to be waterproof? So go ahead, write that in your journal and then you can do your experiment. Okay, we did have a really good class discussion after your experiment. I was walking around and I was checking the way you all were doing the experiment and you all were writing your observation in your science journal. That was really good. And I did hear some of the students had suggestions of using different liquid or trying it out with different kind of fabric. Yep, we will do that. Looks like you all are interested. So guess what? I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to pour 1 tablespoon of water on this first fabric right here. And you can see the water is getting soaked in. So I'm not sure if it is visible on the camera, but guess what? The jar, there you go. The jar has water inside. So the water just went right through. While I was pouring, it was going through. And I'm going to set that aside, take my other jar. Guess what? Keep an eye out. Don't miss this. I'm going to pour the water. Did you all see that? It was very fast. That's what I have to guess if you can see it. Okay. Okay, did you all just see that? I'm trying to pour it really slow, but it's okay. I got 1 drop. I hope you can see. There you go. That's the water drop still sitting on the fabric. If you can see this shiny drop, it's still sitting on the fabric. It did not. And there you go. And the jar is dry. It is dry. I'm going to take it off. Let me take it off and show you right here. Okay, you can see the water drops, the shiny, that's the water drop, that one right here. And the jar, it is empty. Look at that. There's no water. And let me take out the other jar. I'm going to open up and this one is soaking wet. You cannot see it right now because the color of the fabric, but I'm going to pour out the water and you all can see. There you go. There's the water from jar. So that fabric, so this one soaking wet and this one completely dry. It's dry. Oops, this one you can see. It is soaking wet. There you go. That's your real experiment. It's dripping. And this one is dry. There's no water dripping, right? So let me tell you what I did. This fabric is treated with candle wax. I rubbed wax over it, all over the fabric, and then use a hair dryer to dry up the wax, right? The wax just got infused. There's a layer of wax over the fabric, which makes this waterproof. That's how I found solution to my problem. Now it's time for you all to think, pair, share. You are going to think of any plant or animal unique features, right? Share with your partner what's that unique feature that the plant or the animal uses for their survival and growth. For example, like we saw some pictures of turtle, like the turtle shell, the gecko feet, right? So those are some examples, but you can come up with your own examples. So go ahead, think, pair, share with your partner. I got to hear some really interesting examples. You all were giving really good examples to your partner about unique features of plants and animals. That was great. Okay, now it's time for you all to work as an engineer. First, brainstorm ideas with your group or your partner, right? Come up with a problem. What's some problem that you have, maybe at home or maybe at school or at the playground? That is something you want to, invent for the playground, or and try to come up with ideas and solutions. So that's what we are doing today. So go ahead, form your groups and your partners.